Hey, how's it going? If you're new here, my name is Jan and I love makeup. And if you're not new, thanks for coming back. I really, honestly, genuinely appreciate you. Today's video is obviously Throwback Thursday, episode 110. And I'm using the Sydney Grace and the Fancy Face Tropicolor palette. I got this almost a year ago. My video went up early May. And I did 4 looks, and then Shawnee and I did a palette bingo collab together. So I wanted to use this again because it's been a while, and this is definitely like a really cool, fun color story, which could be literally any season because of the different shades in here. It could be summer, it could be spring, it could be winter. And so we're technically in spring. We still have snow, which isn't uncommon. And we did just have a massive snowstorm, also not uncommon. I'm saying this palette could be like weather in New England. You just never know. It can go anyway. So I'm going to play with, I think, the neutral shades. I have not, as far as I can remember, used those 2 neutral shimmers. I have used this Rum Raisin, and I want to say I've used Maroon and Cocoa Bean, but I don't think I've done just like a wearable neutral look. So that's the plan as of right now. Hopefully, I can make it work. And hopefully you're up for that. If you are and you're not subscribed, you really should. I think we're having fun here. I'm having fun. And every time I upload a video, I get to chat with a bunch of you in the comment section, and it is just like, it's really cool. I don't know if you know just how much of an impact your kindness and just your comments mean to me. It's a lot. All right, I'm gonna stop blathering on, scoot you in. I'm probably gonna do some shadow shields. I wanna do like a neutral look, but I still wanna jan it up a bit with some drama. So here we go. I'm gonna take a gently used but cleaned off Refer 27 in the shade Rum Raisin. Just a really pretty neutral shade, and that's going to go through my transition / crease-ish area, and I'm just gonna blend it out. My memory of this palette is very, very good. Like, when I think about the palette, I have warm, cozy feelings about it. So that seems like a good. I did quickly peruse the 2 videos that I could find, and because I have a whole playlist, for all the brands and all the things. Anyway, I apparently hate the shade Dr. Bird. So part of me is like, should I try it today? Like a year later to see what I think. I don't know. That doesn't necessarily mean I should. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not making any decisions yet because a lot of times when I'm doing my makeups, the look kind of guides itself sometimes, like depending on the shades or the placement, I can get a new idea. I did already prime my eyes with I actually switched it up. I have the NARS Soft Matte Soft Matte Concealer in a little pot. I've been using that to kind of sculpt, if you will, my brows. So I've been using it just underneath as well. If I don't put something up here, I end up not putting enough foundation close enough to my brow because I don't want to mess my brow up. But I know that I really kind of want my brows on if I'm doing eyeshadow. It just helps because I have to I make my eyebrows bigger and longer and all the things because they are not regular sized eyebrows. So there's that. Okay, this is where the eyes are right now. I also didn't finish my sentence. I primed the rest of my lid with the Milani eye primer. I've got that almost all the way used up, so that's exciting. I'm gonna go into the shade Maroon, which is like a dark, it's almost like a burgundy brown. I think it's gonna pull brown with this, but I wanna just add a little bit more depth right in like my actual crease and just above. When I did my eyeshadow brush collection video, I always post on Instagram about new videos. I don't know, it feels like I should. Sydney Grace, or someone from Sydney Grace, the account, commented and said that they liked my brush holder and they maybe needed one for their own selves, which I thought was super cool. And of course, being the helpful Harry that I am, I went back to my account and scrolled back 2 years to figure out exactly what it was called and how they could get it. So that's what I did. But it was so cool. I never used to tag anybody with any of the things, but then when I started chatting with Felicia from Nomad, she said that they, specifically they, but probably a lot of brands, like when people tag them because then they can see their stuff being used. And I always thought it felt more like a, look at me, look what I'm doing. And so I never did. I was always kind of like, don't look at me, don't look what I'm doing. But now I'm trying to look at it differently and, you know, not be so weird about it. When I first started watching YouTube videos, I never commented. I couldn't understand that people wanted you to, because I was raised to mind my own P's and Q's, you know, and you keep your nose out of other people's business. I just could not grasp that anyone would want comments from people on the stuff they posted. Like, this is personal stuff. Even if it's just makeup and nail polish, which is what I watched originally, was nail polish. It's still like your personal, you know, energy. And then when I figured out that, you know, the commenting actually is a good and actually helps, it still took me a while, but I finally got on board with it. So if you're feeling weird about commenting, if you're crazy like I was, or maybe still am a little, yeah, no, commenting is good. We YouTubers who create content really appreciate it. Look at that blend. I mean, I'm telling you, I don't know what my ish is around Sydney Grace. I love the eyeshadows. Every single eyeshadow I've tried, except Dr. Bird, I've really, really liked. You know what I think it is? I think that their packaging and their stuff is not maybe super exciting. So, I mean, I hate to say like it's not eye-catching, but I guess it kind of is like more toned down, even though you can do whatever kind of look with whatever kind of eyeshadow, regardless of packaging. So I'm going to remember that Sydney Grace is on my list of fave brands, because they genuinely are. I mean, look at that. It took me no time to blend those eyeshadows out, and they look so smooth and pretty. I just really like it. All right. Now I'm wondering, I'm taking a stubby, fat BK Beauty like pencil-y brush. It's the 207. I'm taking the same shade, Maroon, just to see if I need to use cool beans or if this is going to be dark enough to give me what I'm looking for. It might be dark enough if I just add a little cool beans to the very inner, like, or very outer, like the smallest portion of this like V-ish area. That might work. Okay, I am gonna dip into just a little bit of cool beans. Like I said, just for like right out here. The teensiest little bit. Just, you know, for some dimension. Nothing too wild and crazy. Plus, if you're new here, I really like the production of putting on makeup. I am not a 1 or 2 eyeshadows and done kind of girl. I like it to be like a whole thing. I know it's not for everyone, but it's how I make my fun. All right, I may have to go back and like blend and touch up a little bit here and there. It's not quite the way I want it just yet, but I want to move on to the shimmer shades. So, do I try to make friends with Dr. Bird? This is like a purple, pinky, brown, shifty shade. I just don't think I mean, it looks pretty blended out on my finger, but we're gonna save that for another day. And we're gonna either use Hellshire or grapefruit. We have Hellshire and then grapefruit. I feel like I've used, these are smooth. Let's go with Hellshire. I genuinely feel like this is not going to need to be wet, so I'm going to go in with my dry Singe Beauty E01. I could be wrong, but you know, let's see. That's so pretty. You know, an eyeshadow is good when you have to whisper. I don't know why I do that. Also, if you're new here, I take my shimmer shades up past my crease because my eyelids are super duper hooded and a little on the chubby side. So if I looked straight ahead, you wouldn't see the shimmer. So, I mean, if I didn't put it there. Finish the thought. Okay, I love this. I will, of course, blend over where Hellshire and Maroon meet up, so it's a nice smooth transition. I'm gonna do the other eye, my face, and then I'll come back and we can wrap up episode 110. All right, I'm back, and this is the finished look. Let me scoot you in for a reconnoiter at the eyes. Okay, I am a huge fan of this eye look. I think that it is so pretty. I love, love, love this palette. It's so good. It's so good. I don't know. I think sometimes that Sydney Grace is just like sophisticated and lovely, and I'm not any of those things. So I forget to reach for them, but I'm getting better. I'm remembering because I love it so much. Every look I've created with a Sydney Grace eyeshadow, I've really, really liked. So yeah, that is pretty much that for episode 110. If you're wondering what else is on my face, I will tell you now. I'm using the KVD foundation and the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie as my concealer. It's in the shade LP2. I've never been able to use this. It's always been like a mixer for me in case I got a shade that's too dark. No, that's my under eye, T-zone, what have you, concealer right now. Craziness, I need some sunshine. My setting powder is the Too Faced. My bronzer and contour are the Kaleido Symphony Trio. My blush is the e.l.f. in Bronze Bombshell, maybe? It's the bronze one. I really like it. I put it on over my powder face and it was lovely. My highlight is the JCat You Glow Girl Seaside Frost highlighter. My lip is a Juvia's Place liner in the shade Coffee Bean, and this Juvia's lip gloss in the shade Chocolate Chip. This actually tastes, it smells like it would taste wonderful, like a dark chocolate. It's very nice. I like it a lot. And I think that is everything that's on my face. So for reals, that is that on episode 110, done and dusted. Hopefully you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Either way, I appreciate hanging out with me today. Be good and remember to be kind to you.